don't care about who fuck with him. Y'all got it mixed up. You better sit there. I ain't seen shit out. If I sit here and went laugh about my sister, all y'all up for it. Quit mentioning me. And if you mention me, just be ready for a comeback. You guys, nigga, you straddling the fence. And then I already don't like you anyway, Boosie, because you know why? You don't like gays. You don't like gays. Nas X, I don't even though you existed, and you always comment on shit. You are homophobic.
A rapper sitting behind bars just sent $2,500 to a woman he's never met in his life. And that woman, she's the sister of one of the biggest names in rap right now. The sister who had been publicly demanding that exact amount. Not a dollar more, not a dollar less, from GloRilla herself. So, let that sink in. Tory Lanez, locked up, managed to do what GloRilla allegedly wouldn't. And the internet? It completely lost its mind. But here's the thing. If you think this story is just about $2,500, you've already missed the real story. Because this feud didn't start with fame. It didn't start with Boosie, and it definitely didn't start with money. It started in 2015 in a hotel room in Memphis, when GloRilla was still a teenager. Court records began circulating online, claiming that years ago, there was an altercation between Victoria Woods, GloRilla's sister, and GloRilla herself at a Memphis hotel. Police were called, an argument had escalated, and according to those documents, a weapon was involved. GloRilla allegedly told officers where it had been hidden. That one moment broke something between them that never fully healed. Victoria denied the story, said it never happened the way people were describing. But other siblings stood firm. They said that incident was the real reason for the distance, that trust was shattered that day. And from their perspective, the separation that followed wasn't about fame. It was about safety. And then there's the foster care chapter. Victoria says she was placed in foster care because of abuse allegations within the home. She claims her siblings didn't back her up when authorities came to investigate. And because of that, she was sent back into a situation she felt unsafe in. Her siblings countered that version completely. They said she was placed in foster care because of her own behavior, not because anyone turned on her. Two completely different versions of the same childhood, and neither side was willing to budge. So, by the time GloRilla's career exploded in 2022, this wasn't just a family with some tension. This was a family with unresolved trauma, old accusations, and 4 years of real silence between sisters. Because that's what happened after GloRilla blew up. Victoria says she reached out to congratulate her sister after the breakout. Simple message, genuine moment. Except the number had already been changed. When she asked their mother for the new contact, she was told she couldn't have it without GloRilla's permission. That hit different. Then came the concert. The one time Victoria attended one of her sister's shows, she wasn't on the guest list. Wasn't invited publicly. She says their mom had to sneak her in through a back entrance like she was a stranger off the street. That's when she says it fully registered. She wasn't part of the new chapter, so Victoria did what a lot of people do when they feel invisible. She made noise, she went public and said she was asking for $2,500 per sibling. Not a mansion, not a car, just $2,500. And in her mind, if that had been handled quietly, none of this would have ever gone public. But the internet doesn't do quiet. That's where Boosie walked in. He sat down for an interview on The Breakfast Club and started talking about money. Not GloRilla, not Victoria, just finances. He explained that people think rappers are richer than they actually are. That when fans see headlines about millions, they assume that money is sitting untouched in a bank. But in reality, there are taxes, teams, labels, security, travel, and family. Then, he gave a personal example. He said if he had $1 million and split it between 7 siblings and his parents, giving everyone $100,000, the whole thing would be gone. Just like that. He even said directly that he wasn't getting in the middle of anyone's family business, but timing is everything. Because GloRilla's family drama was already all over the internet. And even though Boosie never said her name, Victoria felt like he was clearly defending her sister. To her, it wasn't a financial breakdown, it was validation for the wrong side. Within hours, she was online. No hesitation. She called him washed, said he needed to sit down somewhere, then she dropped that line about them being diabetic twins. And the internet ran with it instantly. Memes everywhere. Clips spreading. What started as a casual interview became the spark that lit the whole thing on fire publicly. But Boosie was just the spark. The fire had been burning for years. Now that everything was out in public, GloRilla had a choice to make. And she didn't choose chaos. Instead of going live and arguing, she let screenshots do the talking. She posted text messages from their mother, messages thanking GloRilla, calling her a blessing, saying she had been taking care of things behind the scenes. It wasn't loud, it wasn't messy, but it hit hard. Because suddenly the narrative wasn't one-sided anymore. Then other family members jumped in. They claimed GloRilla had given their mother $500,000, that she bought her a house, got their father a car, sent money randomly just to check in. They said Victoria was twisting the story. They pointed out that just because their mom still worked doesn't automatically mean she wasn't being supported. Some people choose to keep working. That doesn't mean neglect. The internet shifted fast. Before the screenshots, sympathy was leaning toward the family left behind angle. After the receipts, people started asking why Victoria hadn't mentioned any of that. And that's when things got uglier. Because once receipts drop, pride gets involved. Other rappers inserted themselves. Finesse 2 times reposted Victoria's clip and told her bluntly to get up and grind instead of worrying about someone else's money. Victoria went live and aimed straight at him, questioned his career, mocked his choices, made it personal. Then the game backed the idea that success doesn't come with automatic family obligations. Freddie Gibbs treated the whole thing like entertainment. The comment sections turned into courtrooms. Does blood guarantee access to wealth? Or does success give someone the right to create distance and new boundaries? Nobody agreed, and nobody was backing down. Then the twist that nobody predicted dropped. Tory Lanez, sitting in prison, sent Victoria the exact $2,500 she had been publicly demanding from her sister. Not $2,000, not $3,000, the exact number. And Victoria posted the receipt. Apple Pay, screenshot. Public thank you. The irony was deafening. She had been calling out her sister for weeks over that exact amount. And the person who stepped in wasn't family, wasn't someone from Memphis, wasn't even someone connected to the situation. It was a rapper behind bars making a point louder than anyone else could. But here's what that $2,500 actually proved. It didn't fix anything. No reconciliation, no closing of the gap, no silence. It just showed that this was never really about the exact dollar amount. It was about being seen. After that, old footage of Victoria surfaced online, tying her to a past incident that the internet immediately started using to flip the narrative back on her. So the same person who had shared vulnerable clips of GloRilla from years ago was now watching her own past get replayed in front of millions. Victoria claimed real consequences were following her off the timeline. She said her Facebook was mass reported and taken down, cutting off income she earned from posts. She said mysterious calls were being made to authorities connected to her GPS monitor. Someone was trying to create legal trouble for her. Whether those claims were verifiable or not, the tone changed. What had started as social media smoke started feeling heavier, more personal, more dangerous. Meanwhile, GloRilla stayed quiet. No live streams, no emotional responses, just subtle posts, memes about entitlement, job listings reposted without explanation, silence that said everything without saying anything directly. Eventually, someone asked Victoria the question that needed to be asked. Did she regret taking this public? Her answer was simple. Half regret, half not. That's not the answer of someone chasing a check. That's the answer of someone who felt unheard for a long time and didn't know another way to be seen. She said the internet probably wasn't the right place to unpack family pain, but she also said she felt like nobody was listening before it went public. Going loud was the only way to get heard. Then she said something that reframed everything. Blood is not thicker than water. That line landed hard, because it showed exactly where her head is now. She doesn't believe family automatically comes with unlimited access or forgiveness. If she feels wronged, she feels wronged, and no amount of fame or receipts changes that. 2 sisters, same house, same hunger, same nights figuring out how they were going to eat. One of them made it out. The other feels like she got left behind. And once money entered the picture, everything buried underneath came back up. The internet picked sides, rappers inserted themselves, receipts dropped, old footage resurfaced, memes went viral. But when the timeline moves on to the next drama, this family still has to live with what was said. Because behind every viral clip is a real relationship. And sometimes fame doesn't heal those cracks. It just makes them impossible to hide.